Hey everybody, this is HD.
And this is Pain User.
That's right, we're back for another dual cast. I was able to drag Pain User over to my house due to popular demand. You guys all said you guys wanted to hear Pain User's voice because he is so sexy and he makes all the nerds out there cringe.
Oh geez, thanks guys, appreciate it.
So I brought him back here and it's time for some more dual casting. This is going to be I believe a best of 5 series, might be best of 7, I haven't actually looked it up. But it is going to be between Dimaga and Goody, and it's gonna be a Zerg versus Terran. And already right off the bat we have a very interesting map here. I've never played on this map before, but Pain User says he has, and it's called Icy Cup Test Bug, which is kind of an interesting name for a map.
Yeah, it's like the name really throws off all the pro players because it's like Icy Cup Test Bug. It's like, what are you testing bugs on a map that we're supposed to be playing in tournaments? Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's actually a really good map. One thing that I don't like about it at all is that it's 3 different tile sets. So if you look at this tile set over here on the Terran's base, it's like, this is kind of like the lava sort of tile set, and then there's like the space tile set over here at the Zerg base, and then there's like a jungle tile set over here. So I kind of make a joke when I'm playing with people, like the Terran spawned over in Mordor, and the and the Zerg spawned on the space station, and then there's like the Jungle Book position over in the top left.
Yeah, this is a really weird map. Is this a wow? That is the hugest destructible debris I've ever seen, and it covers the Xel'Naga watchtower.
Yes,
that's really cool. So you have to destroy the rocks to get access to the watchtower. I wanted to ask you though, is this a 3-player map or is it a 2-player map?
It's a 3-player one-on-one map, and then there's also destructible rocks in the middle that cover the gold positions. So you have to kill destructible rocks in order to mine at the gold positions as well. And something a lot of people don't know is that this is the only map that has 2 high-yield gas geysers at the gold expansions, and no other map has high-yield geysers. So they actually yield more per trip than normal geysers. And even gold expansions on normal maps, they don't even have
the extra
high-yield
gas
geysers.
So do these gas geysers actually give you 8 per trip rather than
6.
4? Oh, they give you 6 rather than 4.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 33% more.
Yeah,
so that's really cool. Unfortunately for them, they don't get the cool bonus like their cousins do. They don't get like a gold feature, so it's just a standard geyser. But I guess if you capture this, you are in pretty darn good shape. Anyways, we have some a little dispute over here as the drone says, I wanted to venture over to the lava tile set, or whatever tile set this is, the twilight noon tile set, and then the Marine said, no, go back to your space tile set. Back to scrap station you go. Anyways, Dimaga gonna pull some drones off here. I think we're gonna see a little bit of early aggression. Note we have a factory coming up for Goody, and I think this Marine's gonna have to get his way out of there, get out of there quickly, because these drones are coming after him with a vengeance.
Absolutely. Well, Goody is one of those players, like, I think a lot of players know that he's pretty much never going to go bio. He is a 100% mech player. It's almost all he does in pretty much every matchup. Like, he mechs in Terran versus Terran, he goes mech in Terran versus Zerg, he goes mech in Terran versus Protoss, and he always manages to find a way to make it work. So right now he's opening up with a starport, and it looks like he's going to do some Marine Hellion aggression with an early medevac, and then probably going to transition out of that into a more heavy mech build. But I haven't seen him open with a starport this fast, so it'll be interesting to see what he does.
Yeah, and Dimaga here has actually gotten a Roach Warren out already, so Roach is obviously going to be able to deal with the Hellions fairly easily. In fact, that's the perfect counter. Hellions just, their flamethrower doesn't work against the Roach's tough hide. And we already have one initial Hellion coming out here. This is just primarily to scout. We're not having like groups, packs of Hellions moving out yet. And this Hellion is actually going to be able to pick off these scouting Zerglings pretty easily. Goody also coming up here, and he's going to take out the Zergling at the Xel'Naga watchtower.
So yeah, this is going to enable Goody to get a lot of early map control, so this is really good for him. And then he's also swapped that factory directly onto the starport to get a really early Banshee out. And it's going to be interesting to see whether he goes for Cloak or whether he just uses that Banshee to go directly in and try and get some drone kills. Looks like Goody might lose the Hellion. Nope, not going to lose that Hellion. So probably just going to use that early Banshee to kill as many drones as possible and also keep map control, and it'll also keep him safe from those roaches that are about to knock on his front door.
Yeah, the Banshee's going to come out just in time. Now, the thing is Goody going to reveal his Banshees? Is he going to raise the supply depot? No, he allows the roaches to come inside. So now Dimaga is going to see the starport. He's going to see the Banshee. He sees everything. And right away, we have a Queen coming up to deal with the Banshees when the Banshees decide to come over and start to harass the drone lines. So Goody I think he has revealed his Banshee tech, and I really like Dimaga moving in with his 2 roaches, sacrificing them, but he gets a perfect scout. He sees exactly what's going on, including the command center coming up after this 1 barracks, 1 fact, 1 starport opening.
Yeah, I think that was a huge mistake on Goody's part by not putting that depot up. I mean, crucial scouting information for Dimaga. This Banshee is virtually going to do no damage here. These queens are going to be able to easily repel it.
Right.
And that's not the ideal situation you want with a Banshee opener. You've invested a lot of money and tech, and yeah, the Banshee already gets thwarted easily without doing any damage. So not looking so good here for our friend Goody. If you look at the harvester count, 44 to 29, this is a terrible situation for the Terran player. And right now, honestly, if I were Dimaga, he should feel totally confident with taking a 3rd anytime now.
Yeah, I think Dimaga, you're right, Pin User. Going for an early expansion right now would be huge. And just like that, he's going to go grab the 3rd. And just looking at this map is so interesting. This 3rd expansion is pretty safe, I would say. I mean, there are these openings here, but this is going to be easily defendable by the Zerg. And you can bet Dimaga, such a good Zerg, he's going to have that creep spreading across the map. He already has his tumors out over to this Xel'Naga tower, which is covered by the rocks. I think Dimaga is looking, like you said, to be in a great position, and he has a Spire coming up right now. So you can bet we're going to see some Meatless pretty soon to deal with that Banshee and, of course, to harass the Terran player.
Wow, this is just amazing by Dimaga right now. Literally, and I think a lot of this boils down to all of that scouting information that he got earlier. Nice transfuse right there going off on that Overlord. But really what this all boils down to is all of that scouting information that he got earlier. He saw the Banshee coming, he saw the expansion coming, and yeah, it looks like Goody is in fact transitioning into the mech play that he's so hallmarked for. It's pretty much all he does. He's going to probably get those early upgrades on the armory and start getting out like a Thor Hellion tank mix. But from that scouting information that Dimaga was able to gather early on, he's literally only had to make like 2 speedlings and 2 roaches, and that's it, and the extra queen to defend the Banshee. So he's been investing all of that money in drones, upgrades, different production buildings, tech. So he's in a great situation right now to really storm forward.
Yeah, and Dimaga's really known to be kind of a big macro player. He's like kind of like Aija, loves to drone up. Note right here, we have the Zerglings and Roaches on approach on these rocks. Looks like he wants that gold expansion, which remember has a double gas as well. And we do have some Meatless harass meanwhile, but Goody already has a Thor out. I think that Thor combined with the missile turrets and the whatever Marines are inside the base should be able to deal with these Meatless pretty easily. But just look at the map right now, man. He's got hatcheries going up everywhere. He's got saturation starting on the 3rd, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get a gold relatively soon as well. I think Dimaga's just going to run away wild with this game, and he's going to have a huge economy.
Yeah, I definitely think so. And he knows Goody's style. All the Europeans know Goody's style. Even the American players now know Goody's style. And he's a super passive player. He likes to sit on 2 base and get that super powerful death
Terran mech ball.
Yeah, the Terran mech death ball, mech death ball. So anyway,
sounds like a rock band.
Yeah, right. So he's gonna look to use that and push across the map and just end the game in one swift blow. And right now you can see him getting his pre-igniter and his weapons 1 going, also adding 2 Thors. So he's gonna be slow to develop, but his final push is gonna be super devastating. But the question is Dimaga going to just be so big and so beastly at that point? Also adding another hatchery over on the left side of the map.
Wow.
So he's really just taking the entire map right now, but he's probably going to have to find a way to do some damage. Otherwise, if he just lets Goody build up that 200 ball, you can still win even if Nerd has the entire map.
Yeah, I have to definitely agree with you there. It's going to come down to one final push, man. It's going to come down to mass Thors, mass Hellions with blue flames, mix in some tanks, maybe a couple Marines here or there, but mainly it's going to be a big mech ball, and it's going to come down to whether or not Goody can push, destroy the Zerg army, take out hatcheries, and end the game just like that. And if Dimaga has good enough macro, then he should be able to hold it off. So it's going to come down to a push in the next couple of minutes. Goody is still at 118 supply. These Meatless are still keeping Goody inside the base. But it looks like we do have a push out right here, so here we go.
Wow, this is a very scary push coming from Goody right here. A ton of Thors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Thors, I believe. And
Jesus,
just
wow.
Got the Banshee in there for good measure, a few tanks. I don't even know if he has siege mode or not. He probably does, but Dimaga really has nothing to speak of to deal with this at the moment, and I don't know if he's going to be well prepared to handle this push here.
Well, he has a lot of Mutalisk, and remember, if you keep the magic box on Mutalisk, you can deal with Thors pretty easily. I think he might have enough Mutalisk to deal with this, combined with the Link support. He needs to move in right now. Here we go. Magic boxing over the Thors, then stopping his Mutalisk. Carnage raging from above and down below. Even the SCV's coming in here to repair the Thors, and that's going to play a huge role in keeping these Thors alive, but there's just too many Mutas. And Goody losing that entire push right there. That just swings momentum. If it wasn't already hugely in Dimaga's favor, it completely solidifies his position in this game.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way to recover from that, because when you're going mech, like, that one push, wow, and
double command.
Goody's trying to double expand right here. I don't know if that's really the, well, I mean, he is behind in a major way, so I mean, that does kind of make sense, but he's so far behind, even in eco, that, like, really his only hope right now would be to max up another mech ball and try and do just a death push, but there's really going to be no way for him to do that at this point now that he's invested all this time and money into double expanding.
I think you're right. I think it's going to come down to one last mech push. I would really like to see some kind of maybe Blue Flame Hellion harass in one of these expansions, because look, Dimaga is running wild. He went ahead and grabbed the jungle tile set and said, hey, I'm going to claim this territory for the Zerg Swarm. And Goody has said nothing for that whatsoever. He has no counter. And now there's a bunch of Mutalisks coming into his main. What is Goody going to do? It's going to be one final death push. So we're having basically an all-out attack for Goody. This is desperation maneuver. And it's going to come down to this final battle. Can Goody hold on? A lot of Banelings rolling in here.
Yeah, the Banelings are just going to clean up the SCVs immediately. And Roaches really can clean up Thors. Like, Thors do well against Roaches, but once there's enough Roaches and they can just swarm on the Thors like that, the Thors really just don't fire fast enough to clean up all the Roaches.
Yeah.
So he needed way more tanks, more upgrades. Like, basically, he should not have pushed when he did.
Yeah, I think he should have waited till he was maybe closer to max. It was a little bit soon on his part, and look at that economy difference. Dimaga at 16 minutes maxed out his harvester count, 77. I think he was maxed maybe 3 or 4 minutes ago, so that's just insane. And that's game number 1 going to Dimaga. We're going to go on to game number 2.